I was born in 1980 and lived in the USSR for 11 years. It was a special time. Everything was somehow easy. Everyone knew each other, the same people lived in the same apartments for many years. Or maybe they still do, dragging the past behind them. I remember the old cemetery, where many familiar grandparents from my yard are buried. I remember my kindergarten teachers and school teachers. It's been years since I left there for America, but once a year I go there to see old acquaintances and relatives. Nothing seems to have changed there. Same old neighbors, same old store clerks from my childhood. Everyone is in their 50s and 60s. What I remember most from my childhood is school. It was an unforgettable time. I went to a very good school with interesting people. My first girlfriend was there, my first friends were there too. What I remember most about junior high is that it was fun. We didn't have phones or consoles or anything like that yet. The fun of today's kids is nothing compared to our fun. Those walks lasted most of the day. It was a wonderful time. But I also had one not so pleasant experience. It was the first and hopefully last time in my life that I encountered the supernatural. I can't forget it to this day. Today I can't remember what grade I was in at the time of the accident. As always, I was walking late with the boys. Everything was lit and safe, and my parents let me go. The time was about 11:30 in the evening. We sat in the yard and told ghost stories. I didn't believe any of it, and I wasn't particularly afraid, and I wasn't afraid of anything at all, given my teenage maximalism. And then we decided to argue. There was a school not far from my backyard. It was in a very bad shape, and the learning conditions were terrible, too. The assignment was like this. You had to enter the school through the front entrance, walk past the guard, go up to the 3rd floor of the school. There were 3 of them. Open a window and look out of it. It was pitch black in the school. Since I really didn't like feeling weak or giving others a reason to question my courage, I volunteered to go inside. As soon as I agreed to it, I immediately felt my authority among the guys grow. We had a group of 7. And I could make fun of the others, like, "You're a coward, you're weak, you're afraid." And it gave me a nice feeling of superiority, whereas in school in junior high I was the victim of ridicule and bullying. And on that wave, I went to old school. Standing on the veranda near the door, I looked out the window. The watchman was sound asleep at his desk. I cautiously opened the door and crept into the vestibule. In a semi-recumbent position, I crawled past the watchman, went behind a wall, and rose to my feet. My friends were already waiting for me in the courtyard by the window. It was necessary to act. I was now outside the principal's office. It was very dark, and I didn't have a flashlight with me. I reached the stairs to the 2nd floor by feel. In 3 minutes I was already there. I walked very slowly because one wrong move and I might fall or trip because it was very dark. I reached the 2nd floor and after 10 minutes I went up to the 3rd floor. As soon as I stepped onto the 3rd floor, I heard one of my friends shouting from below. "Run quickly. Run downstairs." I was alert. Just as I started down the stairs, a shout came from the opposite side, from the courtyard, where several windows were open. It was the same friend who had just called me back. "Stop. Don't go anywhere. Stay where you are and don't move." This is where I wasn't just scared anymore, but frankly, I shit my pants. I was fucking terrified. Another shout came from downstairs. "Run faster. I'm here." Don't listen to anyone. I didn't know what to do, who to trust, where to run, whether to duck or jump out the window. I didn't know where my real friends were. Again there was a shout from below. No one is standing in the yard. We're all standing here. Then came the voice of a few more of the boys in our company. We're all downstairs. Don't go to the window, don't. We're going up. Suddenly there was a wild roar, and the whole company shouted loudly, "Run!" I yelled hysterically and just ran forward without looking out the window. I didn't go downstairs, didn't listen to any of them, and acted on my own. From downstairs someone was coming up. "Don't go near the window. Don't go forward," they were saying. At this time a shout came from the window. "Jump!" I hit the wall at the end of the hallway. Suddenly I fumbled for the handle of the door at the end of the hallway. I opened it and quickly slammed it shut behind me. I found myself in some kind of back room. There were steps up to the attic and down to the basement. I climbed into the attic and up onto the roof. I almost had a heart attack. All my friends were sitting on the roof. I yelled, "Stay away from me." One of them ran up to me, punched me in the shoulder and hissed, "Shut up. What are you, an asshole?" We climbed up here on the fire escape as soon as we heard someone at school using our voices. I asked, "Wait, who was standing at the window when I entered the school?" We didn't even have time to approach. We went behind the school first, we wanted to go around, and then we heard voices and were horrified. I was in shock, real shock. The voices downstairs subsided, but we were still afraid to look down. So we sat like that until 7 in the morning. When people started walking in the street, some of them even noticed us. We got off the roof and never remembered the story out loud again. But I remember that night forever.